there is some plant care I need to do, which I cannot delay anymore. And while I'm doing that, I thought I'm going to answer some of the questions you guys ask me. Hi, I'm Lisa. I grow way too many houseplants. On this channel, I share my experience in houseplant and pond care, my fails because we all do them, and my journey into my dream plant room, which starts very, very soon. If this sounds like your type of content you like, I'd love to have you here. Let's dive right into it. I thought I'm going to start with the more easier tasks and then going on to the more difficult ones. So first up, we have this beautiful, first we have that beautiful euphorbia, which I have swapped at another plant swap 2022 as a tiny little cutting. We're going to repot it in a bigger size pot. While I'm doing that, I will answer some of your questions. Of course, it is potted, even though it's a cacti, it is potted in pond, and you might, if your cacti or succulents die on you, you might should try them in pond, but not with the self-watering feature. Just plain in pond, and you just water them normally. You rinse them through, let them soak in a little bit in water, and then drain the whole water and leave them alone. Let's put on some gloves because it does have a few spikes. One of the questions was if there was an update on the flat. It's like, yes, we finally signed the mortgage deed. Honestly, it has been the most stressful experience I ever had in my life. Oh my God, why is this so difficult here in the UK? Literally for no reason. So yes, we signed, we wait for our move-in date still. I hope it's within the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then I'm out of this hot flat. And we can open windows and I can sit in the evening on the balcony, which then was the next question. When we looked for flats, if I chose a south-facing flat or windows, so I have to use less grow lights. Yes and no, like not south-facing specifically. I looked for a bright flat, like a north-facing flat was a definitely no to me. We have all of the windows are west-facing, which is similar than here. So it's cool in the morning, and you get like bright light in the midday, and then it's going to be a sunny afternoon with the sunsets on the balcony. We could have chosen a south-facing flat, but in this apartment complex, the south-facing flats are right on the street, and there are lots of cars in London, and the west-facing one are facing the private shared garden, so it's a lot quieter and I can leave the windows open. So that was more important than the south-facing flat, because I think there is a 6-lane road right next to the south-facing, like it's literally right in front of it. And yeah, so I prefer a little bit less noise than south-facing, but it still will be fine. I never used a lot of grow lights anyway. I had the ones in my cabinet and I had the Grow Gang lights. So I have literally like my normal living room light is a grow light, and I just have a lampshade on it. And so I'm just using that in winter, and that's all about it. 1, 2. I have 2 grow lights for all of them. Most of them that just get natural light. I don't want that they grow during winter too much. They should, rest a little bit so they grow stronger during growing season, which is spring, summer. So yeah, it's a west facing, so same than here, but I don't expect to get it that this flat is going to be as hot as this one, because I have windows in every room, and trust me, that was the first thing I tried in the flat, if I could open the windows, because who would do such cruel thing? I'm going to use some pon. One other question, or from the same person, was Will I be having a plant room? It is going to be a 2-bedroom flat, so yes, we will have a plant room slash office or filming room for me, so I can set up everything nicely, and I will build that here together on that channel. It's going to be so great and I'm so excited. It will be a long process because I think we are not allowed to paint the walls within the first 12 months because it's a new build. To see if there's any, I don't know, I never heard about that back home. Settings, cracks or stuff because the building is settling, that was it. Because the building is settling, you have to see if there are any cracks, so you cannot or you shouldn't paint your walls within the first 12 months. Please tell me if that's not true, because it is a condition in the, it is a clause in our contract. I don't think it would make a difference. You still see cracks, in my opinion, and you just have to paint over them again. Cute. I think I will leave it just like this. Yeah, and I would like to have some, art, which is some local art from where I'm from, my hometown in Germany, which is called Worms. It's beautiful. It is very, very old city, which has a really old cathedral and a nice bridge and an old town, and have a nice picture of that. My other half is from Nelson, is from Portugal, and to have something a bit incorporated from where we both are from would be really cool. Oh my goodness. Next up, I think we're going to repot her. This is my Alocasia Jacqueline. She's just getting a new leaf here. She needs to go into a deeper pot, bigger pot, with some pon at the bottom, like this much. And then I'll top it up with some plain houseplant soil mix. Actually, quite a few people ask how my partner feels about my houseplant collection. I will try to ask him. He doesn't like to be in front of the camera, but I will try to ask and film it. If I manage to do so, I will put it right there when I ask him. But yeah, I think that he is not the biggest fan of my houseplant collection. He doesn't mind plants. He doesn't like that many plants, but he accepted his fate. Oh, their roots are nice. Look at that. And that's okay. He will look after them if I'm not there. I do have to remind and tell him. So yeah, I don't think as well that he has a favorite, or at least favorite plant, because it's just not for him. We have pond there just so that it doesn't fall out of the pot, and I always love to keep a little bit of water in the pot and don't drain it all off, just because they do like it a little bit more moist. We have a couple of corms which we're going to take out. I'm going to put them in there. I'll hope to do a video with him one day. He is so funny. What is my favorite and my at least favorite plant? That's changing all the time, to be honest. Currently, obviously my favorites are all of my big plants. I think my Epibrenum Snow Queen is my favorite because it's so big. Not as big as Rosé, but for an Epibrenum, it's really big. I love my Cebu Blue. I love Rosé. Yeah, it changes all the time. There's not that one single plant. I mean, I used to be obsessed with my Philodendron Red Moon here, which we're going to take care of in a bit because it's a bit sad. It had some thrips, 2 years in a row thrips, so we're going to sort it out because I just don't like the way it's It has lost all the leaves. It's absolutely beautiful. The ones I not like in my collection at the moment are definitely the caladiums. I had such a high hope. They look pathetic, honestly. Like, I mean, you cannot say they don't grow because it's too cold in my flat or there's no light. I'm like, I don't think that's the reason. I don't know what's going on this year. I'm not sure if I will try again next year. I have to see. Maybe on the balcony I will try it. Definitely not indoors anymore. The second one done. Let me just show you the caladiums. I mean, first of all, it's only small one. And what is this? Why is this so long? Like, what is this? I always was a big fan, but with that, definitely not. It's not that all of them are like this. We are going to repot that cactus, where I'm going to wear my botanical weeding gloves. Some of you probably saw that it actually broke right here. And I just glued it with normal all-purpose glue. It did a job. With this one, I really want to transfer it into pon. Actually, most of my cacti are in pon. For me, it's a lot easier to keep them in there alive, just because I find that it mimics their natural habitat way better than just soil. I mean, they are in the desert. It's very dry. It's very gritty. I mean, it's not the perfect solution, but for me, it works better. Plus, the pon, you just soak it and then you let it soak for a bit, and then you just, you dump all the excess water off, or you let it drain off. It doesn't stay wet. It's really, really good for cacti and succulents if you don't use the self-watering system, the root system. And I think, I'm just thinking, should I put it in there? Yes, I think I will. And then I just use my scoop and scoop just a random mix, to be fair. Just like that, and we just keep scooping it in, try to have it straight. Any tips on surviving London? Avoid London on Christmas time because it is absolute hell. He visited us first time on Christmas last year, and he really, really wanted to see Camden Market because we always went there, and I told him, don't go on Christmas time, just stay outside of central London because there are too many people. And he didn't believe me. We went there, he went out of the tube station and he looked at the people, and then he's like, nope. And I was like, thought so. So we went back and found just a nice restaurant where we have dinner. But yeah, London in general is just really, really expensive. And yeah, that comes to my other question. What am I doing during the day? I'm not a full-time creator. I am working as a pastry chef. I was working for a lot of luxury hotels in London. I've been in that profession for, God, way too long, 15 years. Do I like working hospitality? I do like my work. I do like baking and being creative and, working with flavors and all of that concept. But I don't like the working conditions there are in the UK or in generally in hospitality, when I had a really bad work accident and I was working some ridiculous amount of hours. I think I didn't have any day off for 10 to 14 days before I had my accident. And I mean, not like an 8-hour day for me. If somebody says an 8-hour day, that's half a day for me. It is a minimum of 10 hours a day, mostly with no food. You don't sit down, you don't get any toilet breaks. You just run all day, you just run. It's a very, very toxic environment. I don't like that toxic environment. It's just like those illegal things of, if you have a sick note, they make you come to work even though you have a doctor's note. It's so many places which do that and nobody speaks up. Yeah, but I'm really good in baking cakes and bread and making desserts. Not so great in actual cooking, but all of the sweet stuff and the bread, I'm your girl. You can ask me all the questions about that. But see, that is still a bit wobbly, so I think that's how it's going to be like. Let's give it a few taps. This is my, at the moment, not so beautiful philodendron red moon, which I have imported from Malaysia. I think back in 2022, I saw that as it was one of my very first wish list plants together with the strawberry shake. And it took me so long to find it. I absolutely love it. It used to be so beautiful and had lots of leaves. But then the thrips happened. I started air layering it, but it was impossible to keep that moss moist during this heat. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove those, and then we start chopping it up. I will put it into my prop box. Maybe let's double check for thrips, because it did had some thrips before I just chuck it into my prop box. And yeah, let's go from there and keep answering more questions. What's my favorite food? So my favorite food currently, I would say it's not one specific dish. It's more like a cuisine, and I would say it is changing always between Japanese and Korean. I'm absolutely obsessed with it at the moment. Depends how I feel. If I want to have something super spicy and saucy, I go for Korean food. Have some tteokbokki, some buldak. I absolutely love buldak. I don't know, it's so unhealthy, but I just obsessed with them. It's like my girl dinner. If you could move anywhere in the world, where would you go? If I could go anywhere to visit currently, would be, I always want to go to Africa, Kenya, Uganda. I actually have a pen friend in Uganda since primary school, and we're still in contact. I mean, that's been 25 years and longer we've been in contact. 25? Yeah, longer than 25 years. And you know, we started learning English, writing. We wrote letters at the time because we didn't have any WhatsApp or Facebook or anything. Yeah, and we're still in contact. We still now chat over Facebook every now and then. He's a botanist, and it's so cool. He shows me the plants he grows and the fruit. Mostly he doesn't do ornamental plants. He grows plants where his village can eat from, which is super, super cool. And then he shows me all this crops he started to manage in their soil, because it's very, very like gritty and very acidic. And yeah, it's really nice. I really wanted to visit him one day. For a living, I think, I always thought I wanted to go back to Australia because I am in love with the country. I lived there for 4 years. It has a very special place in my heart. It's far from home. But our plans are to retire one day in Portugal, where my boyfriend Nelson is from. London is expensive, very, very expensive, but I do love it here. It's my home for me. Any house plant? Yes, we're coming back to planty question. Is there any house plant on my wish list? Of course, there are always plants on my wish list. I am really, really into nice variegated anthuriums. We all know I love variegation. I love anthuriums. Why not combine those two for me? This is how it looks like. I don't know where to cut it, but we have to cut it. It's going to be lots of wet sticks. So this is how it looks like. You can see here, there's some growth, some new growth. I still, for years, I want to have a begonia Sindbad. It is just such a pretty plant. But we all know I'm the begonia killer. Every single begonia during this heat wave died. In semi-hydro, in soil, everything. I could not keep up. That just melted away. What is the last plant you got rid of because you stopped enjoying it? That would be definitely my big Monstera dubia. Not that I didn't love it, I did, but you know, it's like I look at my rosé and it just makes me happy. I'm like, I'm so proud of this plant and I love it, and I check the leaves and you know, I touch the leaves. I'm really, really loving some of the plants. Of course, you don't do that with all of them all the time. It always changes. So yeah, I stopped caring about the Monstera dubia, which my amazing neighbors from Merry Home Plants, they have a YouTube channel as well, go check them out. They rescued it, so they were very happy. They adopted them. Of course, it's a nice dubia, so why not give a plant away to somebody which appreciate it more? This is really, really woody. So you see how old the stem is? Look how woody it is. It's not dead, it's green, but it's very woody. Here, let me just check the underleaves if they actually have thrips. I cannot see any. But I will chop this back to a wet stick. I think I only leave this bit here, this one, and this I'm going to get rid of. So let's do it. Bye. So my air layering was for nothing. I could have just chopped that up months ago. So what I think is I'm going to cut, just remove this one. I'm going to cut it right here just to have some, you know, breathing room with this in case it rots. This is my work knife, one of my work knives. Those are sharp. So this is the top. I will put this into a container and then we just chop this up in sections, and this is going to be lots of babies to give away. I'm curious, like, if you're watching this video, just comment, where are you from? Where are you based? Are you from Europe, UK? Are you from the States or other countries? Lots of little wet sticks here. I'm going to let them dry out for a day and then I will just pop them in my prop box. This is my prop box. Let me know if you guys want me to show you how I make those prop boxes. They are super convenient. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you want me to show you how I do those, and if you guys want to have a video about propagation and which ways you can propagate houseplants. But this one is my prop box. There are lots of plants in there. So you have those, lots of plants. There are some Adansonias in there. This one, I don't know what this one is. I had it from the rare plant shop, so Kaylee Allen's old plant shop. As a rescue box, I never found out what it is. I have some variegated cute micans in there. Obliqua, some Blomaniae, lots of little bits and bobs. It's literally a box of moss, and I'm just going to tuck those in there. I'm not sure if I should put the Jacquelines in there too. If I will, they're going to be mystery comps, and I'm going to wonder in a few months or weeks, like, why, what the heck. But hey ho, let's put them in there as well. This top cutting of my red moon, I will just let it dry off a little bit, and then I think I will put it in water. Just fill in that container with water and just let it be. That was the last question you guys asked me. And again, thank you so much for watching and being here. Yeah, I really appreciate you being here. Let's talk in the comments, and I see you next week. Bye!